What's up, guys? James Zuba at newsmagician.com. I'm joined to you by the DO staff. We got Charlie Sturko, we got Allie on the end, and then we got Matt Goody right here. Syracuse picks up a 95-91 win in overtime, but it didn't look good from the start. Syracuse got down 12-0. Did you see that?
Holy shit, man. Those were the words, the 3 words that Adrian Autry said to GMAC, actually, at about 5 minutes into the game. And then a few minutes later, GMAC slams his hand on the seat cushion. Nothing was going right, but then you have the Jim Boeheim calls timeout. It's 12-0. Cameron's going wild. And I think the timeout gave some calming feel to the team. And then with Trey Jones going out a few minutes later, those 2 things contributed to a huge turnaround.
Sure. Yeah, obviously Trey goes out. Frank picked up some early fouls. Jalen Carey goes in, he turns the ball over, and then Tyus Battle had to man the point. So what'd you see there from Tyus? He kind of got going once he took over.
Yeah. So I mean, Jim said after the game that Tyus it wasn't really him taking over the point. It was just him getting the ball and driving, and it seemed like every play he just forced his way to the hoop. Whether it was a step-back jumper or right to the hooping, drawing a foul, Tyus was extremely active in the first half. You couldn't ask for a better one because Syracuse could not make a single basket except for Elijah Hughes and Tyus Battle. So having that, Tyus Battle drive and all the time and really calm down Syracuse and keep them close gave them the ability for Frank Howard and Chukwu and everyone else to kind of take over in the second half.
For sure. And Syracuse is able to claw back in it a little bit with its three-point shooting. Some good shooting on that end in the first half, and they're able to limit Duke on the other end. So, Allie, do you want to take the reins on that? You see anything?
I mean, I kind of realized it when Buddy hit the 3. That was I was like, this is not what we've seen for the entire season. This is out of the norm. Yeah. And that was at the end of the first half, and so the end of the first half.
Elijah Hughes too.
Yeah, that kind of wrapped up a positive when they started out pretty low, and then the second half was just smooth sailing, kind of.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, a quick question for James. What was your biggest takeaway from just the overall outcome? Was there any one thing that you really took away?
Yeah, Zion Williamson's a really big dude, and Marek Dolezaj is going to be sore tomorrow.
Oh, he was he's on the sideline. Oh, I saw it. It was painful.
Yeah, he was giving up about 100 pounds on Zion.
But hey, if you take that charge like a man and Marek took it like a man, wow.
Saves 2 points there, maybe 3 and 1.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That wasn't the only fall from Zion. Everyone who was hit by Zion fell to the ground.
He's a big boy.
You saw the immediate doubles, even triples with him in the zone. I think that doing that made them kick it back out to RJ. And not the best three-point shooting display by Duke. I think
Jack White was 0 for 10.
Yeah, they were 1 for 10 to start as a team. And they finished 20% from deep, so below their average on the year.
For sure. But yeah, Syracuse obviously down the stretch. Tyus Battle takes over. They send it into overtime. Elijah Hughes kind of got an early one. He had a good game all around. So did you guys see anything from Elijah that you thought he did well tonight?
The first half especially, he just got separation, and that's something that you see from him time and time again. Yeah, the little step back crossover, all that.
He loves that.
He was phenomenal. And then the second half, it seemed like they kind of keyed on him a little bit. They were like focus on him. I'm pretty sure maybe Zion moved over to him, and he was on O'Shea earlier, and that opened up some for room for O'Shea to kind of get inside, and for Frank Howard with Trey Jones being out, and he's their best defensive player. Without Trey Jones, Frank Howard was able to take over too.
Yeah, with Frank a little bit, he had Alex O'Connell guarding him. He said he really liked that matchup there. Dewey had a little bit of height advantage, got his jumper going, and then he got inside to the rim too. So what did you guys see from Frank in the second half? Anything that stood out?
Big time. You and him have the trenches talks. He was in the trenches
man.
Sure.
Coming out.
His shot now, he's a lot more consistent, fluid.
How about him dropping
from deep?
Dropping O'Connell too to the floor right over there.
Right, that was the same Frank Howard we saw in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
And him being a floor general is huge. It's a really huge pass count too. I mean, it was all around. This was a
perfect Syracuse
game. If they play like that, pretty much a fraction of what they did today. Big time.
I think we all saw that they can do what they did today, and their players are solid on their own. It was just the execution was never there throughout the whole season, and we saw it last season. It was practically the same team, but it wasn't really until today that we could see it. And a little bit of Ohio State, but
for sure. Yeah.
And I'm curious as far as your opinion on Pascal Chukwu. Obviously, 18 rebounds, a career high, double-double, hits the free throws on that end, then has the alley-oop slam. What did you see from him?
Pascal was great. Jim Boeheim said in the post-game presser that he was the difference maker. Yeah, obviously 18 rebounds, like you said. And especially in a game like this where you got big bodies down there like Zion, Marcus Bolden, obviously to be able to do that's really impressive. And then he hit some timely free throws down the stretch. He didn't start off well from the free throw line, but he hit them when they counted. So he had obviously big performance. So.
Absolutely. What was the biggest or the best single image from the game, best moment that you were able to?
Well, I left. Well, the handshake was a good one. Yeah. I left the first half early with 30 seconds left because of the timeout with like 26 seconds left.
So you missed Hughes?
And yeah, I missed Hughes. I needed those. As a photographer, you need the extra 2-3 minutes to upload photos, and you only have 15. So I left and I missed that shot. But the handshake with the coaches was pretty good, and the very end when Tyus had the biggest smile I've ever seen on his face, and I saw Tyus during March Madness. Like, this was a bigger smile than that. Those were probably the two.
Yeah, they were 90-0. Duke is 90-0 defending their home court against unranked teams. Wow. Now 90-1.
Wow. Didn't realize that.
When was the last time that Syracuse, if they ever did, beat Duke?
I'm pretty sure 3 years ago.
Our freshman
2016
year.
they won down here.
Our freshman year, we're seniors now.
Yeah.
Was that Tyler Roberson's game was in Duke, right? It was. That was his breakout game.
His junior year.
Yeah.
Could have had a huge senior year.
Didn't.
Anyway, that's not.
But Pascal Truku, big man, breakout game. Tyler Roberson, big man, breakout game.
It's true.
All right, got any closing thoughts on the win? Anything else you guys saw that
Pitts. Well, not. This isn't about this game, but next game against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just beat Florida State by double digits, and Duke just lost to them beat them by 1 on the cam registry. So, I mean, Syracuse, though they beat Duke, it's not a game to take lightly, and I think that they know that, and I think most of the people know that, but as for the fans, don't expect this game to be a cakewalk for Syracuse.
No. And then they have Pitt away at Pitt.
Right, and that's going to be even harder.
Yep.
Pitt will have seen the zone already. So, yeah, definitely. And then Duke comes to Carrier Dome.
That's going to be a sellout crowd.
Oh, yeah.
They'll have likely at least one of the 2 players back. Cam Reddish probably knows about it.
Yeah, we don't know. You said Trey Jones' injury?
Yeah, shoulder injury. Not much elaborated on that thus far, but yeah, he's out with a shoulder injury, out indefinitely at this point. So.
There you have it. Mr. James.
There it is.
Going back to East End.
Not quite. We might get there this weekend,
okay.
But we'll see that. Shout out to East End. Shout out to Kenny Bowen. Shout out to Kevin Belby, the biggest reppers at East End. So we'll get up there soon.
Yeah, absolutely. But back to the New York City work tomorrow.
I'll be flying back tomorrow, and then back in the office Wednesday. Took a couple days off from the real job today, but we'll get back in the office Wednesday.
Absolutely. Back in the trenches.
Back in them trenches. We're coming out every time. For James Newman, this is the DO staff. Keep it locked. Newsmagician.com. Also check out the DO. Ciao.